So I ran across this video that basically said black folks need to step up and save the country.
Boy, here we go.
And I'm sitting here like, wait, what? Excuse me? Like, now you want black people to save the country?
Yes. Yes.
After we told y'all what was most likely gonna happen, after black people sounded the alarm, after black people said these aren't only gonna hurt us, this is gonna hurt everybody. But some folks didn't want to hear that, because as long as they thought that pain was only gonna affect black people, immigrants, poor people, or single mothers, they were cool with it. But now rent is up, groceries are up, healthcare is up, insurance is up, hell, up is up, jobs are shaky, SNAP benefits are getting threatened, and suddenly some of those same people who called the government assistance lazy, they're realizing those safety nets weren't just for those people, it was for them too. And that's the conversation we need to have. Because for decades, America sold government assistance like it was a black problem. They put a black face on poverty, they put a black face on welfare, they put a black face on food stamps. But now the economy is squeezing everybody, and people are learning the system that they defended don't really love their ass either. But let's get into it. Cue the clip.
This that Raymundo Reacts, huh? Y'all came in for the laughs, huh? You did. Stayed for the commentary cause it makes sense, huh? Real talk.
That boy is good.
Did y'all see the video with the white man asking black people to step up and save America?
Who can? All this stuff going on with Izzy and Palestine, well, someone's got to stop them. And anybody that says something, anytime you get a white guy or even a Jewish dude speaking out about it, they hit them with the racist label, anti-Semitic, stuff like that. Black guys, you can do it. Dude, white guys, white people, they're not gonna jump on the you're racist train to black guys. And even if they do, I mean, come on, you can rubber glue that shit, okay? And I'm not saying we need black guys to come at it like Kanye, but we just need you to speak the fucking truth.
Excuse me, sir. Didn't we try to sound the alarm and tell y'all that the competition that happened in November of last year, if you voted for the wrong person, what was going to happen?
Now look at this. How do you spend years telling people to pull themselves up by the bootstraps, then turn around and ask the same people that you disrespected, I know what I said, but that ain't what I meant, and I need your help. That's the part people don't want to sit with. Black folks have been warning America for a long time. We warn people about bad policies. We warn people about voting based on fear. Time and time again, we tried to tell y'all about politicians using race to distract from economics. We told y'all when they're cutting programs, they're not just cutting from those people. They're cutting from grandmamas, they're cutting from veterans, they're cutting from working families. But when black people say it, it's like we're being divisive or something. When black people try to tell you we're playing victim. When black people point out the pattern, you say we're making everything about race. But then when the consequences show up at everybody's doorstep, now you like, can we come together? The short answer, no. I mean, we can talk, but how am I supposed to trust you when you don't even trust yourself? But we definitely not gonna act like we didn't see this coming. Because government assistance was never really the villain. The villain was always the system convincing them to hate other working people for needing the same help. That's the trick. They made poverty look black so poor whites wouldn't recognize themselves in the picture.
Just a quick crash course. SNAP, the S stands for supplemental. It's meant to fill in the gap. You can't fill in the gap. The size of the damn Grand Canyon, $15 an hour, and you still can't afford rent, food, and health care. And child, a one-bedroom apartment that used to be $800 is now $1,600. And groceries went up 25% since the pandemic, while CEOs made record profits. So when ignorant folks ask, what do you do with your October benefits? Like people supposed to save their EBT card. Baby, how you stock up when you don't even have enough to begin with? Child, and let's be clear. The face that they show when they talk about welfare, government assistance, is black. Baby, they've been running that lie for decades. But we know the truth. The majority of people on SNAP, Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare, baby, they don't look like me and you. White folks are the biggest beneficiaries of every single one of these programs. So when you hear people saying they're taking our benefits, baby, who is they? Because it's been their community getting a lion's share of it all. Black and brown folks been getting the crumbs, while white America silently has been collecting the whole pie. So this isn't about laziness. It sounds good. It's about survival in a system that's been rigged since day one. And now white folks realizing the system don't love you either, baby. I don't know why we keep trying to humanize these monsters. And they keep showing us who they really are. Anyone who can smile while people can't eat. Anyone who cheers when people lose access to health care. Baby, that's not leadership. That's evil in a suit. So no, the math ain't mathing. Greed is. So black people, drink your water. Stay rooted, real, and knowledgeable. And mind your black business.
Now that right there, that's the whole game. They put a black face on government assistance so people would vote emotionally versus logically. Because if you can convince someone that food stamps are only going to people that you've always looked down on, then they'll support cutting food stamps, even when their own family uses them, even if their neighbor uses them, even if someone at their church uses them. And let's be clear, there's nothing wrong with needing help. That's what a society is supposed to do, right? People pay taxes, and those taxes should come back in some form of food assistance, healthcare, schools, roads, disaster relief, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and support when life gets hard. That's not laziness, that's society. But America, they did something slick. It turned help into shame when black folks needed it. But when other people needed it, oh, now all of a sudden it becomes survival. And that double standard is crazy work. Because when a black mother needs food assistance, people usually say, oh, she needs to make better decisions. But when a struggling white family needs assistance, oh, all of a sudden the economy is broke. And I agree, the economy is broke. But let's be honest, it was broken before it affected you. It was broken when black families were saying wages were too low. It was broken when rent started swallowing entire paychecks. It was broken when groceries started becoming luxury items. It was broken when people were working full-time jobs and still couldn't afford healthcare. The only difference now is some people can pretend it's only happening to them because it's happening to everybody. And when the pain reaches everybody, suddenly that same conversation they once had starts to change. Now it's not welfare, it's benefits. Now it's not a handout, now it's help. Now it's not dependency, now it's I paid into the system. And that's exactly the point. A lot of people paid into that system. So the question I would ask is, why were you comfortable with that same system failing other people?
Too many privileged white people are coming here on this app and they're talking about people that benefit from food stamps, which most of them happen to be white. Most of them happen to live in Republican states, red state. Now, don't blame the Democrats because this is absolutely Trump's doing. He can fund it if he wanted to. He's funding ICE. He's sending $40 billion to Argentina. Why are you not mad with him? And before you start coming over here complaining about the Democrats, I need you to go to the videos in which people are crying. Teachers, healthcare professionals, in which their insurance has doubled or even tripled.
I really don't understand tariffs. Honestly, I just know they f***ed us up.
All we heard was drill, drill, drill during the election, and now all we're getting is drilled into the dirt with these prices.
If you could talk to President Trump directly right now, what would you tell him?
Should you want me to really say it on air? I say, F you. And I don't mean to be disrespectful to any leader, but he's disrespectful to us. and he doesn't care.
Now, this part is important because it shows what happens when people vote on resentment versus reality. A lot of people were like, vote for this. Life is gonna get better. They were told the problem was immigrants. They were told the problem was black people. They were told the problem was DEI. They were told the problem was poor people getting too much help. They were told the problem was everybody else except the people writing the policies. And some of them believed it, like a lot, a lot. They thought if the government got tougher on immigrants, jobs would magically appear. And they still do. They thought if programs got cut, only other people would feel it. They thought if America was run like a business, they'd somehow be treated like owners. But in so many words, no. When a country gets ran like a business, regular people don't all of a sudden become owners. They become customers, and customers get charged. Customers get fees, and customers get squeezed. And that's exactly what people are feeling right now. Higher food prices, higher rent, higher healthcare costs, higher insurance, less stability, more stress, and some of the same people that were laughing then, oh, they crying now. And that's why I'm not doing fake outrage. I'm not celebrating anybody struggling. I don't want kids hungry. I don't want families stressed. I don't want people choosing between medicine and groceries, but I am gonna tell the truth. Some people didn't care about cruelty until cruelty became inconvenient for them. And that's the issue. You can't cheer when the system hurts others and then act shocked when that same system starts to hurt you, because the system was never your friend. It just convinced you that you were on the winning side, which surveys said that was a lie.
So when white people hear a promise from Donald Trump et al. That we're gonna run the country like a business, to them that sounds appealing. They're like, oh yeah, because you know what? I'm a business owner. I own this country because I'm white. When black and brown people hear, well, we're gonna run the country, run the government like a business, they understand what that means because they've been dealing with it for centuries. White people think that they are on the side of the owners, the masters, but they're not. Most white people have more in common with the black and brown people that they look down upon. They are closer to them in the economic tax bracket than they are to the white billionaires whose asses they kiss. But listen to them glazing billionaires, especially on this app. I make $50,000 a year, but I have more in common with Jeff Bezos than I do with George Floyd. Bullshit! The only reason the lie of let's run this country like a business appealed to you is because you thought you would benefit. And now here you are. Now here you are understanding that when they say we're going to run this country like a business, that means they're going to profit off of your ass.
You're a customer, not an owner. That's what some people are finally learning. They thought they were sitting at the owner's table, but they were just another person in line getting overcharged. And black folks have understood this for a long time because black people know what it feels like to be used by a system that does not respect you. We know what it feels like to work hard and still be told you didn't earn anything. Black people know what it feels like to build, contribute, serve, pay taxes, fight wars, raise families, and still be treated like you're asking for too much. So when somebody says run the country like a business, black people hear the fine print. Who gets hired? Who gets fired? Who gets underpaid? Who gets denied? Who gets blamed? Who gets used up and replaced? Because that's how businesses work when profit is the only goal. And that's why the government can't operate like a corporation. A corporation exists for one reason: to make money. A government is supposed to serve the people. It's supposed to protect the people. It's supposed to make sure citizens don't starve in the richest country in the world. But the problem is, a lot of people were taught to hate the word government until they actually needed the government. They were taught to hate assistance until they needed assistance. They were taught to hate welfare until they realized welfare had a white face too. And now the truth is pretty uncomfortable, because this was never just about race, but race was used to hide the class issues. Race was used to divide working people. Race was used to make poor white people think they had more in common with billionaires than they did with black and brown folks trying to survive in the same economy. That's the trick. And if people don't wake up, they're gonna continue falling for it. Because every election cycle, somebody's gonna say, your life is hard because of those people. Not because of corporate greed, not because of low wages, not because of overpriced healthcare, not because of rent going crazy, not because of policies that protect the rich and hurt the poor. No, they're gonna point at somebody poorer than you and say that's the problem. And far too many people keep falling for it. So here's my final verdict. I don't want anybody starving. I don't want anybody losing health care. I don't want anybody's kids going without food. But I also don't want people pretending they didn't support the same cruelty they're now begging to be rescued from. If government assistance was lazy when black people needed it, don't call it survival when you need it. If food stamps were a handout when poor people needed it, don't call them benefits when your family needs them. If you voted to cut the safety net because you thought those people would fall, then you need to sit with the fact that the net was under you too. That's the lesson. The system never loved black people. But now some folks are understanding the system didn't love them either. And maybe, just maybe, this becomes the moment when people can stop blaming other people and start looking at the people who actually profit. The ones that profit from keeping people desperate, divided, and distracted. Because the problem was never the family using SNAP. The problem is a system that creates struggle, then teaches people to hate the struggling. But what do I know? That's just my opinion. But what do y'all think? Did people actually get tricked into voting against their own best interests? Or are they upset that the consequences finally reached them? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, if you enjoy the content, hit that sub button to the right and to the left, more dope content. Until next time, I'm out.
This that Raymundo Reacts, huh? Y'all came in for the laughs, huh? You did. Stay for the commentary cause it makes sense, huh? Real talk.
That boy is good.